Good day everyone, I'm Teacher TINZ and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will discuss about arithmetic series. It is the sum of the finite terms in an arithmetic sequence. The sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence is given by the formulas. In number 1, if a sub n is given, we will use the formula a sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. In number 2, if a sub n is not given, we will use the formula a sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity 2a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. Let us discuss now the process on how to determine the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence given its first and last term. So step 1, determine the first term, last term, and common difference of the arithmetic sequence. Step 2, determine the value of n, wherein the formula in finding the value of n is n equals a sub n minus a sub 1 all over d plus 1. And step 3, substitute the values of n, a sub n, and a sub 1 in the formula and simplify, wherein the formula we will use is s sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. Let's have example number 1. What is the sum of the multiples of 4 between 15 and 45? So for step 1, we're going to determine the value of a sub 1. And a sub 1 is 16. So since 15 is not divisible by 4, or it is not multiples of 4, so we're going to determine a number greater than 15, which is multiples of 4, and that is 16. And a sub n, that is the last term, which is 44. Since 45 is not multiples of 4, so we're going to determine a number less than 45, which is multiples of 4, and that is 44. And the value of d is 4. Next, step 2, we will use the formula n equals a sub n minus a sub 1 all over d plus 1. So we're going to substitute now the value of a sub 1, a sub n, and d in the formula, and we have n equals 44, that is the value of a sub n, minus 16, that is the value of a sub 1, all over 4, that is the common difference or the value of t, plus 1. Next is we're going to simplify. So 44 minus 16 is equal to 28. And then 28 divided by 4 is equal to 7. And 7 plus 1 is equal to 8. So the value of n in example number 1 is 8. So let's have now step 3, wherein the formula is s sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. We're going to substitute now. So we have s sub 8, 8 that is the value of n. S sub 8 is equal to 8 over 2 times the quantity of 16 plus 44. So 16 plus 44 is equal to 60, and 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. And then multiply 4 by 60, so s sub 8 is equal to 240. So therefore, the sum of the multiples of 4 between 15 and 45 is 240. Let's have example number 2. what is the sum of the multiples of 5 between 12 and 123? So for step 1, we're going to determine the first term, which is a sub 1. And since 12 is not multiples of 5, so we're going to determine a number multiples of 5 which is greater than 12, and that is 15. And for the last term, 123 is not multiples of 5. So we're going to determine a number which is less than 123, and it is multiples of 5, and that is 120. And the value of D is 5. For step 2, we're going to use the formula n equals a sub n minus a sub 1 all over D plus 1. And we're going to substitute now. N equals 120, that is the value of a sub n, minus 15, that is the value of a sub 1, all over 5, that is the value of D, and then plus 1. Next is we're going to simplify this. 120 minus 15 is equal to 105. And then we will divide it by 5. 105 divided by 5 is equal to 21. And then 21 plus 1 is equal to 22. So the value of n in example number 2 is 22. For step 3, so we will use the formula a sub n equals n over 2 times the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. And we're going to substitute now. The value of n is 22. This is our answer in step 2. And so s sub 22 is equal to 22, that is the value of n, over 2 times the quantity of 15, that is the value of a sub 1, and 120 is the value of a sub n. Next is we're going to get the sum of 15 and 120. So 15 plus 120 is equal to 135, and we're going to divide 22 by 2. 22 divided by 2 is equal to 11. Again, so 22 divided by 2 is equal to 11, and 15 plus 120 is equal to 135. Next is we're going to multiply 11 by 135, and the product is 1,485. So therefore, the sum of the multiples of 5 between 12 and 123 is 1,485. Let us discuss now the process on how to determine the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence given its first term, number of terms, and common difference. For step 1, determine the first term, number of terms, and common difference of the arithmetic sequence. And step 2, we're going to substitute the values of n, d, and a sub 1 in the formula and simplify. And the formula that we will use is s sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity of 2 times a sub 1 plus the quantity of n minus 1 times d. Let's have example number 1. What is the sum of the first 12 terms of the arithmetic sequence with first term 34 and common difference -5? So for step 1, we're going to determine the value of a sub 1, which is 34. So the first term in example number 1 is 34. Next is the value of n is 12. So since we were asked to determine the sum of the first 12 terms, so the value of n is 12. And the common difference is -5. For step 2, we're going to use the formula s sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity of 2 times a sub 1 plus the quantity of n minus 1 times d. For the substitution, so n is 12. S sub 12 is equal to 12 over 2. So the value of n is 12 times the quantity of 2 times 34. 34 is the value of a sub 1 plus the quantity of 12, that is the value of n, minus 1 times negative 5. And this is now the value of d. And then simplify. So we have 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. 2 times 34 is equal to 68. 12 minus 1 is equal to 11. And then we will copy negative 5. We will multiply 11 by negative 5. So the product is negative 55. Next, we're going to add 68 and negative 55. So 68 plus negative 55 is equal to 13. So 6 times 13 is equal to 78. So the sum of the first 12 terms of the arithmetic sequence with first term 34 and common difference negative 5 is 78. For example number 2, what is the sum of the first 8 terms of the arithmetic sequence with first term 3 and common difference 4? Step 1, we're going to determine the value of a sub 1. So a sub 1 is 3. The first term is 3. Next, the value of n is 8. So since we were asked to determine the sum of the first 8 terms, so the value of n is 8. Next, for the value of d, this is the common difference, which is 4. Next, for step 2, we will use the same formula and we're going to substitute. So we have s sub 8. 8 is the value of n, is equal to 8 over 2 times the quantity of 2 times 3. 3 is the value of a sub 1 plus the quantity of 8, that is the value of n, minus 1 times 4. 4 is the value of d. And then simplify. So 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. 2 times 3 is equal to 6 plus 8 minus 1 is equal to 7, and then multiply it by 4. 7 times 4 is equal to 28. So 6 plus 28 is equal to 34, and 34 times 4 is equal to 136. So the sum of the first 8 terms of the arithmetic sequence with first term 3 and common difference 4 is 136. For example number 3, what is the sum of the first 32 terms of the arithmetic sequence with first term negative 9 and common difference negative 4? Step 1, the value of a sub 1 is negative 9. The value of n is 32 and the value of d is negative 4. And for step 2, we're going to substitute now the value of a sub 1, n, and d in the formula. So we have s sub 32. 32 is the value of n, is equal to 32 over 2, that is n over 2, times the quantity of 2 times negative 9 plus the quantity of 32 minus 1 times negative 4. So next is we're going to simplify the equation. 32 divided by 2 is equal to 16. And then 2 times negative 9 is equal to negative 18 plus 32 minus 1 is equal to 31, and then multiply it by negative 4. So 31 times negative 4 is equal to negative 124. And we have 16 times the quantity of negative 18 plus negative 124. So negative 18 plus negative 124 is equal to negative 142. And then multiply it by 16. So the answer is negative 2,272. So the sum of the first 32 terms of the arithmetic sequence with first term negative 9 and common difference negative 4 is negative 2,272. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.